Hi, it's Michelle here. I just wanted to have a catch up really because I've not been on here for a few weeks. Seems like ages because I really enjoyed it when I was filming, but life gets in the way, doesn't it? First of all, I haven't been that well because I have a lot of things wrong with me, although you can't really see it. But I have polymyalgia rheumatica, which is an autoimmune disease, and I take steroids. I have diabetes, and the steroids kill the diabetic medication, so my diabetes is very rarely in control. I have arthritis, high blood pressure. Anyway, I live with it and I get on with it, but it's just kind of knocked me off my feet the last few weeks. But also, I do look after my severely disabled daughter. I am a full-time carer with another carer. So I work every day and I never have a day off. And I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining the situation. I do get tired now. As I say, I'm nearly 73. It's getting a bit much, and I'm not able to do what I used to be able to do, lifting. I did lift her last year when she fell. She fell on the floor, and I pulled the muscles in my back, and I've never been the same since. So there are lots of things I have to be careful with. I don't know where this will end, but probably end in heartache for both of us, But that's the situation at the moment. So I don't really have a niche, and I've never been a box ticker. I think when you're young, if you're on YouTube, then maybe you're a coach or you have a career, and you go down that line and advertise. But I think when, like, you're in your 70s, you just want to talk about life. That's all I want to talk about, just my life, and what goes on each day. You know, exchange views with people, things like that. So my daughter was not born to me. I met her when I was 16 and I was working in a children's home, and she was the only handicapped child. And this week she was 61. So we've been together for so long, and probably if I do start to be consistent and share my stories, I'll do them on a Wednesday and a Sunday. And hopefully this Wednesday, I will share our story of how we met and how we ended up together. Destiny, whatever, for all these years. It's been quite a journey. And I really am a warrior mum because of the battles I've been through. We've always won, because whatever she needs, she gets, which any mum would want, wouldn't they? But yeah, so I'll probably share that. And as you can see from the background, I have a cluttered house. My secret is out now, isn't it? Those things behind me are bottles I do, so they are just clutter. But the funny thing is, people collect them for me, and I have crates out in the back. And sometimes workmen come and they say, I can see them looking at the crates, and then I think, oh gosh, do you think I've drank all that gin or all that whiskey, But they just save bottles from other people. So yeah, I do have a lot of clutter, and you can see the Queen there in the background somewhere. I love the Queen. And Wuthering Heights is there. You see the gold tray on the bottom. My favourite, Wuthering Heights, as well as Jane Eyre. So my house is filled with clutter. And I love charity shops. And quite often I'll think I'm going to be strong today. I'll sort out a bag to go to the charity shop, and I'll take it in, and then I'll end up buying things and come out with another bag. So about this video as well, I'm not really into editing yet. I am trying. So I don't suppose I'm going to edit this. So please excuse the quality of it, but I'll get there in the end. It's just quite difficult. It's difficult, I find, to learn online. It's easier if you have someone sat beside you, because I have a desktop that I work on. I also have a laptop and my phone, but I find I can't follow rules or instructions online. it would be so much easier if somebody sat beside me and showed me how to add music, how to edit, especially how to join clips. But I know most people get the hang of it, so I suppose I will eventually, but it's just going to take me longer than usual. So the other thing I wanted to mention was about driving. I've started to hate driving. Is anybody else like that? Maybe as you get older, the roads are so busy, so much pressure, but I find I just like to go to A to B. I don't like to go to unfamiliar places, even with a sat nav. You know, um, I do anything to get out of it. But I wonder, does anybody else feel like that? That you just don't like driving anymore? I did start driving when I was quite late. I was 38 and it was my third test. And I passed my test just before I went to live in Ireland. And in Ireland, I was in the west of Ireland, and there were, the programs on the television on how to use a roundabout. They were just being built, and the roads were very quiet, and people could drive on a provisional license. So some of the driving was quite dangerous, really. But the point I'm making is, I was there for 10 years, and I just drove around the west of Ireland, really, where there was hardly any traffic, no MOT. No, there was no parking issues or anything. It was quite lawless. So I think probably when I came back to England, I had not bad habits, but although I was driving, I wasn't used to being a proper driver, driving on the motorways and things, So I think maybe I passed my test too late, and that's the problem. If I'd have passed my test in my early 20s and driven all around before I went to Ireland, that'd have probably been great. But no, I think I was a bit late there. But does anybody else hate driving, or is it just me? Anyway, I'm going to try and be consistent now. I'm going to try and do Sunday and a Wednesday, and the next video will probably be about how I met my daughter, our story, and I will try and have that up for Wednesday. So thank anybody for tuning in, and I will be in touch. Bye bye.